So to alleviate the economic burden of the COVID-19 pandemic, governments worldwide have implemented tax relief packages to cushion businesses and individuals. But how familiar are we with these interventions? Well, joining me to discuss is Kofi Frimpong-Kore, who is a partner, the tax unit at audit firm KPMG. It's great to have you on our program. So for individuals and businesses seeking tax reliefs during these times, what reliefs are available? If you can hear me, sir, I think you would have to unmute because we can not hear a word of what you're saying right now.
Okay, thank you, and good afternoon to your esteemed listeners as well.
Great to have you on the program.
And we are welcome. I think for now, the tax law that we operate with has given quite a number of reliefs to individuals and also to companies. So currently, a number of reliefs that are available, I should say, are just about 6 or 7 in all. And to list them, I'm sure the first one that I will list for individuals is what we call marriage or responsibility relief. That is tend to support those who are married and have a dependent spouses. So if you are married and have a dependent spouse, then the government or the tax law allows you a bit of dispensation. And what it does is that it gives you 1,200 for the year. So you can deduct that 1,200 from your chargeable income when you are filing your returns. And this is a relief that you can take upfront. What that means is that you can take this on a monthly basis if you are an employee, where when you are paying your PAYE from your salary or for your income that you earn. If you are a self-employed, you can also take this relief when you are filing your returns at the end of the year. And like I said, it's for married people who have a dependent spouse or who have 2 children that they are taking care of. The other relief that is also available for individuals is what we call the disability relief. And that is for those who are disabled, and that is calculated at 25% of the individual's chargeable income for the year. So assuming that I'm disabled and I'm earning income that is taxable, the law allows me free 25% of that income as free. I mean, I will not pay tax on that income. So if my annual income is, let's say, 20,000, then what it means is that 5,000 of that income will not be taxable. So that is also available for people with disability in the country. Then we have the old age relief. The old age relief is also for those who are beyond 60 years. So if you are beyond 60 years and you earn income which is taxable. So assuming that I've gone on retirement, but currently I'm doing something behind or beyond on my own. I have my own small business or my shop somewhere that I'm earning income. So because I'm supposed to pay taxes on those income, the law allows me a relief from that income that I'm earning. And currently, that also sets at 1,500 Ghana cedis for a year. So yes, once again, if you are filing your returns, you can have the benefit of assessing that relief from your income. Then you have the children education relief. The law also gives compensation for people who are looking after their children in all institutions in Ghana, from basic to tertiary institutions. So, and that allows for 3 children. So assuming that I have 3 children who are all currently in any of the government institutions now, or who are in education, be educated from basic to tertiary institution, I'm also allowed a relief of 600 per child. So what it means is that I can take 1,800 for a year from my income, which is not taxable.
So those are some of the...
is also taken upfront. And once again, upfront means that...
So those are some of the reliefs for individuals. Can you take us through those for businesses as well?
Those, come again?
I'm saying that those are quite a number for individuals. How about businesses too?
Yeah, businesses as well. The relief, we have what we call the location incentive. So for businesses, for instance, I mean, if a multinational company and you set out outside Accra or any of the regional capitals, there's an incentive where your taxes are reduced. So currently we have those in the regional capitals, they are supposed to pay taxes at 18%. 18.75%. Outside the regional capitals, 18.75% instead of the normal 25%. For those outside the district capitals, they also pay taxes at 12.5% instead of the normal 25%. Beyond that, there's also what they call the fresh graduate relief for businesses. And I'm not sure how many people know of this fresh graduate relief. What it means that government allows businesses to take advantage of employing fresh graduates. So if you employ fresh graduates in your business, then depending on the number, the ratio of the fresh graduates to your current staff population. So let's say you employ 1% of your staff numbers are fresh graduates. There's a relief on the salary that you pay them. You can deduct that salary from your chargeable income as tax deductible. If you employ between 1% to 5%, there's also a relief that is allowed. And beyond 5%, there's also a relief that is also allowed. So these are all available for companies also to apply and to use them.
So there are quite a number of them, and some of them new to me as well, and I'm sure for many people who are watching us at this point. And so how easily accessible are these tax reliefs? How do people get to know about them?
Okay, like I said, I mean, how people get to know about them is usually education. So from what, as we have to chat about it this afternoon, people will get to know. But also to apply, you need to apply to the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority for a number of the reliefs. So when you get to the Commissioner General of the Revenue Authority, there are forms that you will fill, and then based on the information that you supply, they will approve for you. So once they are approved, they will give you what they call a card. And that card you can give to your employer, who will, based on that, deduct it from your salary when they are paying you. If you are self-employed, then when you are filing your returns, you can also use that one to make the deduction on your own. So once they give you that approval upfront, like I said, you apply it and they give it to you. So when it's approved and you have it readily available, then when you are filing your returns, you just deduct it based on the rules. The figures that I mentioned, the 1,200, the 25%, these are all enshrined in the current tax law that we are using. So it's not debatable at all. They are just readily available for you to just go ahead and apply it once you have the approval from the Commissioner General of the Revenue Authority. And I must add that for individuals as well, there's also mortgage interest that I'm not sure how many people also are available of. And that means that if you have an individual, you take mortgage to build a house. And for one house, the law allows you for one house. So if you take a mortgage to put up a structure to accommodate yourself and your family, the interest that you pay on that mortgage, the law allows you to also deduct that interest from your taxes. So these are many more that are available that people can take advantage of.
Okay, so currently the government is trying to shore up revenue, but at the same time we are facing very difficult times when it comes to the economy, and these reliefs are very important. How would you advise government to strike the balance so that even though it's relieving people of certain taxes, it is also not on the losing side?
Yeah, I think our term is like the catch-22 situation, as people used to say it. I mean, the government derives the revenue from people and from businesses. So to be able to show up your revenues as well, you also need to now also allow people to be able to operate. I mean, in terms of taxes, I mean, we know we have both direct and indirect taxes. If people have available income to spend, then of course, we get more indirect taxes for the government. If people have more available money to spend from their salaries, they can spend.
Right.
If you allow them, businesses, to also have freedom in expansion or in employing more people, then of course the government will end up getting the revenue also from the expansions and from increased revenue. So yes, I mean beyond expanding the tax net, I believe that if government allows or permits some of these things, I mean, grant much more relief to businesses so that they are able to get enough working capital to expand their businesses, to employ more people, then the same people will be paying taxes, the same people will be spending. And the more we spend, the more we all earn the indirect taxes that we are looking for. So I believe that is the way that government need to look at it.
All right.
To open up and allow people have access to revenue or access to income that they can spend. And once we are spending, the economy expands, the economy opens up, and more revenue is also earned in that situation.
Tell you what, we'll come back to you subsequently for some more education, because I believe there's so much to cover about taxes in general. I appreciate your time with us. That was Kofi Frimpong, who is a partner at the tax unit of the KPMG. We appreciate your time with us.